What's working in marketing this quarter to drive sales? First, there is no one size fits all to anything. Finding what works for your business is an exercise in understanding your ideal buyers. But the opportunity to see and hear what works for others is how you can optimize or streamline what works for you. That's why we've invited three friends who are marketing specialists in their specific niches to share what is working for them and their clients. You'll hear three powerful insights that are generating results for each of these marketing specialists. Kim, a direct response copywriting expert, shares how she is using lazy, low-key techniques to build relationships and make marketing easier and effective. Ashley, a launch strategist, emphasizes the need for more nurturing and shares one thing she is doing that can be connected to 30% of her sales. Melissa, a YouTube marketing strategist, highlights the impact of understanding your audience's real search habits and shares how she creates content that ideal clients actually search for. Despite their different areas of expertise, a common thread connecting each of these insights is the focus on increasing trust and building relationships. So tune into this episode to hear how trust and building relationships are being implemented across these different businesses. You'll get actionable insights to optimize your marketing efforts and drive more sales. Welcome to the Small But Mighty Agency podcast. If you want to grow an agency to 7 figures and beyond without working more hours in your business, you're in the right place. I'm your host, Audrey Joy Kwan. I know what it takes to build an agency, including supporting an agency owner in selling and exiting. I also have a master's degree in communications, specializing in organizational development. My team and I have worked behind the scenes of multiple 7-figure agencies and have coached and consulted with over 150 agency owners. All this to say, when you join us on the Small But Mighty Agency podcast, you get real-world experience and practical tips that help you work less, earn more, and lead with integrity. So let's go. Hey friends, welcome back to the Small But Mighty Agency podcast. This summer, I've been all about bringing people together. If you've been following along, you know that our network called Agency Together is bringing together agency owners who have service and or industry niches into small groups, or we call them pods, to help each member get more referrals and connections. In our agency world, it doesn't have to be a dog-eat-dog world. In other words, it doesn't have to be when one agency gets a client, another loses a client. As a small agency, working together is the way of the future and how small agencies thrive. I'm on a mission to connect agency owners and grow their businesses through connections and collaborations. And what makes us different at Agency Together is our core value that nobody gets left behind in Agency Together. You know how it feels when you join a network or a community and get lost in the shuffle or spend hours with little to show for it? Well, that's because in most networks and communities, you're left to fend for yourself. At Agency Together, we're doing things differently. Our members experience a pod that is structured and facilitation that is brilliantly purposeful and strategic for referrals, connections, and collaboration. Why am I bringing this up? Well, this episode aligns with our summer theme of bringing people together and how curating a mix of perspectives can give you a breadth of ideas to apply to your business. I wanted to bring you a few friends who are marketers and have businesses in marketing service niches. I'm calling these asynced podcast episodes because this isn't a live interview with our guest. I share a question with a few friends and recorded clips that get right into it. Now, our first curated async podcast episode shared 4 perspectives on the 4-day work week. In this episode, we asked 3 marketing specialist friends who are experts in their niche what is working for marketing small businesses right now. You'll hear from Kim, a direct response copywriter and strategist who owns a boutique copywriting agency. She shares what she's leveraging to build more connections with people in real time and how she keeps it simple and effective. Then you hear from Ashley, a launch strategist, who shares what works for her clients. It boils down to 3 words: high-touch connection. So why high-touch connections? I've shared this before. People are taking longer to buy, which means they need more trust in relationships. Ashley shares a specific high-touch connection strategy that's increased sales by 30%. Last but not least, Melissa Mitchell, owner of Wonderment Creative and a specialist in YouTube video marketing, shares how to get in the heads of your audience and use video to make an impact. So let's hear what they have to say.
Hey there, my name is Kim Keel. I'm a direct response strategist, brand voice expert, and the host of the Ill Communication podcast, which shares bite-sized episodes with copywriting tips and sales strategies. I also run a boutique copywriting agency. And let's be honest, boutique is just a fancy way of saying I'm an entrepreneur with a really lean business model. Now, because I run a really lean business, I don't have the bandwidth nor the interest to create a crazy complicated launch or a tech-heavy funnel. And the reality is I only want to attract a few premium clients to work with me in my one-on-one services or my group copy coaching program, the Joy of Copy Club. Something that is working for me right now, and it's worked for me in the past, is lazy, low-key launching. About once a month or every 2 months, I host a simple monthly marketing moment, like a workshop, a masterclass, or an open office hours. I host it live so I interact with people in real time, which is something we're all craving right now, and I keep it intentionally simple. There's no complicated high-tech funnel. I simply set up a Zoom meeting, I create a quick registration or sign-up page and then promote it to email, my business partners, and maybe make a few social posts on social media. I generally attract 20 to even 100 people to these monthly marketing moments, and I use them to build my email list and allow prospective clients to experience what it's like to work with me. Lazy, low-key launching works really well for me because it keeps me in motion without the effort and exhaustion that comes from a big quarterly or biannual launch. I grow my email list and I attract clients in a sustainable way. It really drives me crazy when gurus try to sell you a super complicated system to grow your business. Especially if you're a boutique business owner or service provider like me, you don't need all those complicated funnels and systems. Simple, low-key relationship building is super effective to help your business continually grow at a sustainable, enjoyable rate. If you want to experiment with your own low-key, lazy launch or marketing moment, here are some tips. Don't overthink it. Host a workshop or an open Q&A, something that you don't have to prepare for too much. Don't overcomplicate it. Use your existing tools and tech to host it and promote it. If you don't have more sophisticated landing pages and integrations, just use Zoom's built-in registration system or experiment with Eventbrite. If you find yourself getting overwhelmed, just ask yourself, what's the easiest or best next step? And show up in service and community. Create an opportunity to deliver value and build know, like, and trust. Because the people who attend will fall in love with you, they may choose to work with you, and they may refer you to your network. Give it a shot and see how it could work for you. And hey, if you need any help brainstorming ideas or wanting to keep it low-key and lean, find me on social or send me an email.
Hey there, my name is Ashley Brousseau, and I am a marketing and launch strategist for entrepreneurs and content creators. So as I sit behind the scenes on a lot of really big launches in the space, a couple of things that are working really well right now for us are high touch marketing strategies. So what that means is before we get online to host a webinar or a challenge or, a video series, what we will do is work on the nurture. The name of the game right now is relationships. And how many times can we have a touch point with a potential client before we make them an offer? So something specifically we have started doing with one of my clients is offering growth strategy calls. So before we go into live launch mode, what we'll do is we'll open up to our email list opportunities to get on a 20-minute free laser coaching call with us, where it is a pure value call. We have nothing to sell, and we're really just looking to create relationships and deliver value with an end goal at the end of that call to enroll them in the next free launch event, right? Into that webinar, into that workshop series. We invite them to come learn more from us in that event. We have found that 30% of our sales can be tied back to someone who has had one of these growth strategy calls. That has contributed to quite a significant amount of revenue in our business, because the more touch points you can give someone before you make them an offer, the deeper that relationship is with that potential client, the more trust they have, and the more likely they will be to buy. Consumers are taking longer now to make buying decisions. So it's important that we really establish that trust and that relationship in order to increase conversions. I hope this is helpful.
So what is working right now with YouTube and how can you start leveraging it in your business? Well, the first thing I want you to do is identify your audience's fears, pains, and goals. Remember that YouTube is a search engine, so we need to be creating content that our ideal client is actually searching for, not what we think they're searching for. To get in the head of our audience, I want you to talk to them. Send out a survey to your email list, put up a poll on Instagram stories, go to Facebook groups and start to search for different questions that people may ask around your niche. See what kind of language they're using. What search terms are they actually using instead of the jargon that sometimes we use inside of our own industry. From there, I want you to start to conduct simple keyword research. And you can do this on YouTube itself to validate your idea. Now, there are a lot of other YouTube keyword tools out there, but for simplicity's sake today, I really want you to just concentrate on YouTube search bar, okay? So what happens when you start to type in a keyword into YouTube search bar, it'll start to auto-populate searches below, just like it does in Google, right? It's going to start to auto-populate different ideas. And this is YouTube basically telling you that people are searching for this term a lot and that it's a good idea to continue to create content on. This is a great way to take those initial ideas that you did market research with and validate them inside of the YouTube search bar to make sure that people are actually searching for these things and that these are the actual keywords or phrases that people are using when they're searching. So once you have a great topic to create a video about, the next thing I want you to think about is the goal of this video and the goal of your YouTube channel as a whole. This is one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to the world of YouTube, is that so many business owners are worried about going viral instead of concentrating on the other ways that they can monetize their channel. As an online business owner, what I want for you is money on the bottom line, right? I want leads and clients coming in because that is going to be the best way for you to monetize quickly and to grow and scale your business. Virality at the end of the day is not going to bring you these things necessarily. We want to reverse engineer this money-making process and think about how can we bring in leads and sales with our YouTube channel and with our YouTube videos instead of just vanity metrics. To do this, you need to figure out where you want your people to go once they watch your video. Think to yourself, do you have a masterclass that you want them to watch, a freebie for them to opt into, a small digital product for them to buy? There are so many options here, but we really want to think about the funnel we want to deploy them into at the very beginning, because this is going to help make sure that our topics, our video topics, are aligned with what we're actually selling. This isn't reinventing the wheels, right? You might already have some funnels in place. If you've been in business for a while, you might already have a lead magnet, you might already have a website, you might already have a landing page, all of these things. And now all you have to do is reverse engineer the topics to bring people into these funnels and deploy it the right way. I have videos on my channel that I created 2.5 years ago, and they're still bringing me in leads every single week. So you can imagine what this would do for your business, right? Make the video once and then let it work for you on autopilot. So with each video you create, you're creating a compounding effect within your business.
So there you have it, 3 different perspectives from 3 different marketing specialists. A thread that runs through each of these perspectives is having genuine connections, whether that's through real-time activities to help people experience you, high-touch one-to-one messaging that demonstrates care, or interviewing, polling, or surveying your ideal clients. The theme is trust and relationships. I've always been about getting to the point. So if you've enjoyed this style of podcast where I interview a collection of minds with one question and keep the answers under 3 minutes, let me know. You can connect with me on LinkedIn by searching Audrey Kwan or get the link in the show notes. And the next pod for Agency Together is being curated right now. If you want more referrals, connections, and collaborations in a small group network where nobody gets left behind, yes, I said nobody gets left behind, come find out more about Agency Together. The link is in the show notes. My guarantee is that you will experience a new way of referrals and connections. Looking forward to hearing from you. And that's it, friends. As always, thanks for being here. I know how valuable your time is. I'll see you on the next one. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me at the Small But Mighty Agency podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, it would mean the world to me if you hit the follow or subscribe button in your podcast app and share it with a friend. I'll see you on the next one.